Keyboard. So we're building the Cerberus today. This has actually not come out yet. This will be going into group buy later this month though. As far as I know, October 25th. Yes. So we'll update the build command as I like go through the build, but looks like Lilac Gray, Cerberus, Wire PCB. Hello, Boon. Hello, Boon! Hello. Wait, what's wrong with the Spotify DJ? Is it bad? I just clicked the random playlist. Is it like Spotify DJ playlist? Oh. It's annoying? I'm sorry. Let me, Oh! Cute! We got the red card. What did you guys get? What did the hype train doers get? Oh. I like this song, but I don't think I could play it. That's a sponsored stream. We have to be very, we have to, you know. No, but for Canon Keys. Upas is gonna tune in, it's gonna be Gambino saying the N-word. That would not... Look at these heckin' cats. They think I don't know. They walk on my desk. Their little paws. Hazard, I haven't been listening. Okay, sorry. Alright. So, Cerberus. Okay. So we have an alu plate. Oh yeah, stuff Halloween emotes. So we already know what color we got, but... Whoa. 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 Very interesting. Accent side color. Whoa. Neat. Our Halloween emotes are live. This is nothing. Okay. Alright. It does, right? Those are very pretty boards. I've always wanted a, so the Adeli was one of the first keyboards I saw when I entered into the hobby. but I was like, it's so pretty, but I could never realistically use it. And then I saw the price and I was like, holy, why am I paying so much for less? But it was really pretty. I really liked it, but I thought about buying the Gen 2 because I saw it on sale a few times, but I was just like, I don't really see the point of like buying keyboards if they're not Alice's at this point. So I just never pulled the trigger, but yeah. Is it? It's like the weird, like, you know. Yeah. Alright. So this board is the Cerberus. Group by starts October 25th, so we are featuring it a little bit early. But yeah. So there is a product page for this, but I'm gonna be mostly looking off of the IC page, but this is a effortless TKL, right? She likes what she likes, yeah, exactly. Also, okay, so here's the top. So effortless TKL, you see the arrow keys, the nav cluster right here, and then this is where, you know, no effort right here. Here's where like the base of the keyboard is. A couple things to point out on this. So first thing is that the sides are accent sides, right? So you got this nice like purple. And then if you look here, this is the engraving. You see it. It's the three doggos. And then as far as I know, their eyes light up too. Cool. I'm kind of interested to see like how everything fits together, but as you can see, the case is held together by the screws right here. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's gonna be, you won't be able to see any visible screws on the outside, held together by the 6 screws. So looking at this asymmetrical weight or plate right here, not quite sure what it's for, but I mean, I'll take this off later to look at it, but you do have this piece right here. So yeah. It does have smooth tops and bottoms, so you can see there's like no harsh corners, at least on the outside of the board. And yeah, the accent sides. Boom, thank you for the 5 months, hello! Hey! Thanks, I appreciate it. Please enjoy your new Halloween emotes. Here's the side. Oh. One thing to point out is... Oh, I'll point it out later, but look. Thanks to the Prime. So here's the side. So you don't see any seam for the top and bottom case. So you just see this accent side. Oh, and then to point out, you could see the USB side has the curve, and then here you can see the curve. So it's kind of flip-flopped, right? So you see the curve right here, and then the curve right here, and then the more curvy corner right here. Or sharper corner, I should say. Sharper corner on opposing sides, curvy corners on opposing sides. Here's the back. So, once again, you have this little weight with the theme. The three-headed doggo. Oh, Seamsters, thank you for the Prime as well. I appreciate it for the 11 months. Hello. How's WoW for you? But yeah, so looking at the back, you have a two-toned weight. So you have this purple weight to match the purple sides, and then you have this silver weight that's on the two sides. So it's not too big, right? But this is, I think this is actually relatively very small. I thought this would be bigger, but this is actually smaller than I expected, but two-toned weight, right? So you see 3 colors. You see this lavender, the silver, and this color. And then you have the 4 adhesive feet. Oh, it's 1 doggo with 3 heads. Sorry, Cerberus. Like the, like from Hercules. One doggo, three heads, sorry. Just to clarify. And then here, you can see the curve for this back side. And then once again, you can see the accent sides. Here is the USB port. So here's actually where you can finally see the seam of where the top and bottom case meet, right? I'm guessing the seam is hid by this accent piece, but here is when you finally see where the top case would go over the bottom case on the USB port side. So top piece goes over the bottom piece from what I see here. And then you have really, really small Canon Keys branding logo. Very small. They've put it right above the USB port. And here I was talking about the seam for the top and bottom piece. And then here is the front lip. Cool. So let's take this board apart. Let's see what all these pieces are. Thank you for all your Prime subs. Prime subs. I wonder, like, the day Twitch is finally like, no more Prime subs. I know they've been trying to, like, hide it. Or make it harder to use. Oh. Wouldn't surprise me at all, yeah. Let me actually take a picture of this and post on social media. Before I forget. I had to drink my green drink. Hello, Rouse. Oh! I need to respond to you. I actually found a few keyboards I think you may enjoy. Sorry, it's taking me a little bit. Just remind... I'll respond to you. Not to everyone. Just to Rouse, because he asked. But, just because you asked doesn't mean I'll give you one, okay? I'm trying to give Rouse a nice keyboard, okay? He's not, like, an enthusiast like you guys, okay? Alright. I may or may not be here when you're back. It's a coin flip. Hello, Nitin. What's up? Gaming. I got a busy day tomorrow. and tonight. My feed is not loading. I changed mats because I needed to record something. I don't think you would have appreciated your face in one of my reels. I'll do it next time for like a keyboard showcase. Just for you. But the face made it super viral. It probably would. Oh, sorry, John. I answered one of your questions in your Discord. I realized afterwards, I was like, damn, maybe I shouldn't have done that. Patty's in my server? Bro. Such a turd. Oh yeah, can you change my name, John? Okay, let's take this apart. Hmm. I'm guessing this is for... a battery. It is. Okay. It is. I just wanted to confirm before I was like just making stuff up. But yeah, so it looks like you have this little cover right here for the battery, right? So battery would go right here. And then here you have all the screws for the weight. So let's actually take this apart too. I don't want to like assume. Because sometimes you answer so confidently and then it's like, oh, well, that's not right. So, no assumptions. You know, CK boards are actually one of the few boards I see that uses like a small battery. So for the weight cover, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 screws. For, I'm guessing this back weight, you have, let's see. Uh-oh, this piece did not come off. Why? Oh, there's a screw all the way over there. Okay. So there's a screw on the back over here, but if you look, so this piece is actually one piece. A separate piece. Nice engraving on it. Neat. So these two side pieces are also separate. So it fits in like a puzzle piece, right? So you have, I'd eat it, yeah, it's like a cookie, right? So this has 3 screws. It fits in like that. And then this one also has 3 screws. And this side piece also has 3 screws. So for the weight, you have 3 screws for each pieces. And since there's 3 pieces, it's a total of 9. Math. So 1, 2, 3 for one of the sides. 1, 2, 3 for the doggo. And then 1, 2, 3. It's just underneath this. So those are for the weight pieces. And there's actually a cut right here. I don't know if you guys can see this, but there is a cut right here. So how should I put this back? I'm guessing they added this cut because they wanted to make this channel for the battery, but then as they added the weight, this piece just got like too thin, so they opted to like cut this part out because you also need a battery cover. So by cutting this piece out, you don't have to worry about like this part being like super thin with the angle. You just end up cutting this part out, so you don't have to make it super thin, right? Yeah, so they, because of the angle and the adding the battery cover and then the weight, right? Just whoop. Hello. Is this a Geon board? No, this is the Canon Keys board. But sometimes designers will add this cut right here, like a little lower right here, so you can push out the O-ring. That's what it is. Oh, this is Geon's board? What? Was Geon involved with this project? I thought this is a UPAS project. Yeah, I'm a little confused. I don't think, well, I mean, maybe there's something I don't know, but as far as I know, this is Canon Keys project designed by UPAS. Little cover for the battery. So they have included this channel right here, so for the battery to just poke out. And then connect right here. Okay, so now let's open this one. So 6 case screws, 3 on bottom, 3 on top. So the thing with this board is that it's a single-sided gasket mount. So it's supposed to, it's like, imagine like top mount, but with gaskets. And the gaskets sit between the plate and the bottom case. Oh. Oh, this uses star screw. Is it not? It does not. It has been... Oh no. This one screw is different. Okay, it's gone. Oh no. Oh shit. No. God, don't you hate it when that happens? It's not stripped, it's just a different screw. That's okay. Okay. Let's take this off. How do we take this off? Let me see. Oh! Apparently these are not adhesive feet. They look adhesive. They're pop-out feet. Whoa. So that was wrong. These are actually pop-out feet. They looked adhesive, like how deep they were, but yeah, these are actually non-adhesive. There's additional screws right here. These here. this out. Okay. So it's interesting, this board. So instead of just using the screws for this, right, on the front, so the 3, you actually have 4 screws on the back as well. So you have 6 screws on the front, 4 screws on the back. And so these just, I guess, help compress it a little bit more. Yeah, but the sides, when you pull it off, so, boop. So deconstructing the case, here is the bottom. You can see there are no sidewalls, right? But you do see there are walls on the top and bottom. Here are the gaskets where they've been installed. So the gaskets go on the bottom and not the top. And this is a single-sided gasket mount. So here you can see the gaskets. Here you have like little pegs, I guess, as like a force brake, and also to catch the top piece as like alignment tabs. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 gasket points, right? Yeah. The gaskets are adhesive and they're not all the same size. You see it's 2 smaller here. These 2 are smaller. Guessing these 4 are the same size. But then look at the top case. So here you have this little daughter board for the LEDs for the front badge or front doggo eyes. There are alignment tabs on the side pieces, and then the side pieces are screwed in with these 2 screws. So the side pieces are the walls. So there's no walls on the top and bottom. It's actually all the walls are made by the side, it seems. Well, there's like a semi-wall on the top piece, but as for like the side profile, that's all with these side pieces, right? So you have like the 2 screws and there are anchor points. And then here you can see they've added like little force brake mods. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So there's these little gasket tabs, right, that they've added. Yeah. So not only do you have the holes for the alignment pegs, but then you also have gaskets on the tabs, on these small, or you have small gaskets throughout the top piece. Yeah, so this is where the screw for the bottom piece would go into, and it attaches to the side piece and the top piece. So this is what holds it together. So they could have just done the 2 screws on the side, but I guess for the gaskets to compress it even more, they added the internal case screws as well. But yeah, that's the case deconstructed. So I wonder if you're able to buy separate side pieces. This board comes in WinKey and WinKeyless, but each of the combinations is a little different. You can buy the separate weights on the back for the doggos. And yeah, you can buy different side pieces as well. So the side piece and the doggo piece match. You can also buy different bottom weights. So honestly, you could pretty much configure this, the doggo, and the 2 sides to whatever color combination you would like. Do you know force brake pre-install for GB units? That is a good question. I will ask. Oh, who was asking me about the daughter board cables for the test? Because Divinity says that they will provide it for free if people happen to break it. That's what I was told. But yeah, so you can mix and match these pieces, which is pretty cool. So this goes, this follows the like theme. So there was like Chimera, and now there's Cerberus. So pretty cool. I like it. So here it's the plates that we got. Let me see. How many plates are they offering? So they're offering 4 plates, aluminum, FR4, PC, and carbon fiber. I have the FR4 and the aluminum, right? So looking at the plates, it's a pretty standard plate, no flux cuts. You can see the gasket mounting tabs, right? So the 3 on top, the 3 on the bottom. Yeah, pretty standard plate. And the same goes with the aluminum. There is a tab cut out right here, but the alu plate doesn't have it. Otherwise, everything looks pretty much the same. Yeah, so 4 plates. We have 2 of them. And then this is the hot swap PCB, but there's also a solder version. So looking at this, also no flux cuts. It looks like you only have one bottom row for the prototype. So prototype different, but looks like for the group buy, you'll have your choice of bottom row. You also get a step to regular caps lock. You can split the right shift, and then you can do split backspace. So this PCB is not final from what I see. Looks like the hot swap will have QMK via outside of the box 1.6 mm. But yeah, this one has a set layout, but the one for the group buy, you will have more layouts. So bottom row, split right shift, step regular cap, split backspace. This is just the prototype unit. And there's a solder. Solder will have ISO. And then on top of that, they'll also have a wireless one. Wireless, you only have 2 choices. You can either do split backspace or you can split the right shift. There is no step or regular caps lock. So 3 PCB options, solder, hot swap, wireless, and then you can buy the daughter board kit. I didn't see any foam with this one, but you can add the foam if you would like. Okay, yeah, so these I said these were alignment pins, so you can buy these as well. You can buy a foam kit. You can buy the gasket kit, and then if your feet are no longer staying in place, you can buy those separately. I don't know if the base keyboard comes with a foam kit, but let me check. It doesn't say. So if you want foam, I guess you might have to add that as extra, but yeah. Yep, that is the specs of variable to stabilizers. Now, yeah, stabilizers. Oh, they gave me a note to read for like extra stuff, but the daughter board, okay. VIA can control the light LEDs. Okay. Crest on the bottom. Okay. Single-sided gasket. So single-sided gasket is meant to sound like a top mount, but feel like gasket mounted. So there you go. It's not supposed to be super flexible. Hence no flex cuts, etc. Gonna offer a version with the side accent pieces and bottom weights are PVD as well. Cool. Alright, let's do stabs. Alright. Last time you gave Apiary crap about the stabs, and this time she actually took them away from me. But you guys don't get it. I like when the stabs are done. It makes my life so easy. No. You guys don't need stab content. You guys are just being divas. I am not the stab queen. There's people who think my tutorial sucks. If I was a stab queen, then I wouldn't be getting those comments. Why is this sticky? Oh. Split backspace. Oop. Perfect. Koala. Making your comments sparkly doesn't do anything. It doesn't like... It doesn't inspire me. Or make me want to do it. Hello, Becky. Hello. How about now? I don't know. I do like that sparkle though. I will admit, that sparkle's pretty good, but it's just stab content. You know what I just realized? These have the screws already on them. Also, hi potato. Do you remember when I was in New York asking about the rats? Someone had the same thoughts as me. Where's the rats? Don't go the rats. Yeah. Yeah. Where are they? You go rat hunting? I'm down. Potato, do you want to come to Malaysia with me? When? Next year? The job search. You know what? My mom predicted this. I was doing biology, but then I ended up in tech, and she was just like, why are you doing tech? It's gonna be obsolete. She's like, but the human body is always relevant. Yeah. She's just like, if you go into tech, eventually you'll get replaced. That's why I became a nurse, yeah. Potato, no. Oh, this is sticky from the sticker that was on it earlier. Yeah. Time to hibernate. Yeah, one of my friends has been looking for work for a long time too. Like almost a year and a half. Has just been doing like random side jobs here and there. Like freelancing. No, Avo. They let you go or? Oh. I heard dog walkers make a good living too if you're able to just like build up your repertoire. More! Thank you for the tier 2. Hello. Hello. Hello, more. But you wanted to stay in New York, right? Because you got your mortgage. But at this point, like, a job is a job, right? Should we just all move to Australia? Does John have jobs risks? John! John said yes. You guys are in. They're building keyboards for John. True. I kind of want to wait until I go to Japan in December to get my hair done. Yeah. $75 in SF is basically Swelter and Keith. Holy shit, you guys are spoiled. Oh yes, Finn and Eggy. Melted at 80. Yeah, man. When I see that it's 90 degrees, I'm like, this is gonna be a nice day. try living that with AC? Just get AC, you turns. I heard there was no AC when I went to Boston. So when I was looking for places, I like had to make sure it had central air and heating. And we got that and it was like the nicest thing ever. It does, yes. Oh, look at my spam shirt, Angel. I got this when I went with Frank to the event. Yeah, I used the ginkgo desk mat for a reel. I need to post soon. When am I in the Bay Area? Dubin asks me that every other day. Eventually. Oh! I'm actually in SF before I go to Japan. Or after I get back from Japan, I'm in SF for about 4 or 5 hours layover. So, if you want to meet up real quick. Yeah. Yeah, we can get food. Let me see. Oh god, what if it's at like... What if it's at like 4 a.m.? I'll check. Oh, 9 a.m. 9 a.m. And then we leave at 1 p.m. Amber, thank you for the raid. Oh, I'm down for dim sum. How was your stream? Alright, we're getting dim sum, you guys. The date is December 14th. Mark that in your calendar. We're gonna get dim sum. Hello, people from Hammerstream. My name is Patty. I'm building keyboard. I don't know. Ask Insty. Hello. Yes. Anyone who's available, please show up. Should we tell Vin? Oh my god, we did tell Vin. Vin would actually just like disown me. If you're not in chat, you're not invited. Sorry. Had to be here to get the invite. Hello, Large. You guys, Vin actually watches the VODs. I don't know many people that watch the VODs, like, consistently, but... Yeah, John, you're gonna get dim sum December 14th in SF. The only time I watch VODs is, like, my guild raid, because I want to know, like, how they're doing. Or, I only watch VODs if I'm looking for something. Let's see, what switches should we use? Let's use these. I've been good. I see that you've been doing co-working streams. How have those been? I see Kim has been doing those too. co-working streams seem intense. Like there's like the setup and like the timers. I'm just like, whoa. It's a lot of bot stuff, yeah. Yes. Right here. Okay, this is the BSUN QB Poppy linear switch. I wish my ADHD worked with Pomodoro. Is that the app? What are popular switches these days? I'm pretty sure anything HMX. Pomodoro is a technique where you work for 20 minutes, break for 5, rinse and repeat. Oh. I don't know if I could do that. Yeah, pretty much just pick what you think is cute and your spring rate. So I like HMX emos, personally. What's up, Eulith? I actually like listening to putting in the switches so I can hear if it like clicks. Yeah, that's that's kind of what I'm like all over the place. Like I'll type out everything I need to do. Basically, like this is everything I need to do. And then I'll like work on something and then like do a little bit of something else. If it's small enough, I'll finish it, but I'll just like slowly work on everything and like slowly cross it off my list. But whenever I like work on something for like too long, I start to get like more distracted. So I will distract myself by doing something else that's still related to what I need to do, right? So if I'm like editing for like an hour and a half and I'm like, God, I don't want to edit anymore, then it's like, okay, well, I'm gonna send this email. I'll send this email and then I'll go back to editing like that. But typically when I have like a lot of things to do, I will like write a list on like Notepad and slowly like delete them as I go. Like something about my brain, it's like, oh, I know I need to respond to this email, but I have to be in like the right mindset to do it. Like I'll see the email, I'll get really excited, I'll read it, and it's like some people could respond right away, but it's like no, I have to like sit down and then like type it out. I can't just like do it on the spot. They do. I I've been trying to get better at like email etiquette because I feel like a lot of my professional experience has always been on like Slack and not emails. And so now having to like communicate a lot with emails, especially with brands, it's like have to be a little bit more formal. But I don't know why. Sometimes it just takes me like a day or two to respond to emails, even though it's like, okay, I know this is urgent. I know I need to respond as soon as possible, but I just have to like get into like, okay, email writing mode. That's the thing. I've seen a lot of people say like, you're not just like responding with like AI, you're wasting your time. Like if you're not using ChatGPT to write stuff, you're just wasting your time. Or like you'll write something and it's like, um, there's some brands saying like, yeah, exactly, Oxy, yeah. They're just like, if you're not using ChatGPT, you're just like being inefficient. But at the same time, there are people who are like, if you're using ChatGPT to write your responses, like, I'm just not going to consider you at all. Like, oh my god. Like, there are some people that, like, you should use it, be efficient, and there are some people, like, if you use it, I'm not gonna even consider you. Yeah. You know, Connor got his first jobs because he was one of the only candidates to use or to submit a cover letter. Like, they said the only reason they were willing to look at his app was because he was the only one that took time to like write a cover letter. But then there's also people who, like, I never read the cover letters. But that's the thing, it's like you just never know companies. This doesn't seem right. Yeah, the shorter ones. Yeah, I should have checked this first. It lives. Okay. I'll be real with you guys, I've never used ChatGPT. I've used it like once just like for shits and giggles, but I've never used it professionally. Oh, yeah. I even say it wrong. I've never used it before. Let me go grab this screw. Hold on. Oh, Kinoob! Thank you for the tier 1. Hello. Hello. Oh. Oh. What set should I use this? I'm gonna use Tamagotchi. Tamagotchi? Hold on, let me go grab it. I don't know where it is. Did we just use Blurple? Blurple? No. There was a set that would have gone really well with this, a Cannon Key set. It's an older one. No, even older than that. Yeah, it was a Cannon Key set. It was like this combo color. Sugar plum, yes. I feel like sugar plum would look really good with this, right? Either sugar plum or... I don't know. Hold on, let me look. What about Moomin? The white set. I have Moomin. I also have... I have Pine. I have Sleepy Time. I don't know. The new keycap sets I have are like the rabbit one and Cam Bouquet. Caro Caro? I still have never been able to use Caro Caro. Is it time? Oh, Frost Switch. Okay, I guess we'll just use Moomin. I'm gonna do Moomin. Don't worry. I'm gonna save Caro Caro for a very special board, okay? Oxy, why do you say it like that? So hateful. Oxy's just sick and tired of me saying Caro Caro. Caro Caro? B says, thanks for the sub, Phineas. Yeah, Cosmo really wants to go sleep on the bed, but I can't. His fur retains too much of the cat dust. And it really irritates my skin. So he can't go on the bed. I'm not allergic to cats, I'm allergic to the litter. The litter irritates my skin, like the litter dust. Yeah. And his fur is so fine, like, even if we brush him, it still gets stuck in it. Like, I was letting him sleep on the bed for a while, but then I noticed I started, like, getting really bad rashes, and then I realized it was because he would sleep in my spot. My skin would touch, like, the litter dust, and it'd get really irritated. I mean, it makes sense, right? It's literally cat poop dust, so... But now that he's gotten a taste of, like, sleeping on the bed. The thing is, it is low dust litter. But it's just like, cause he likes to scratch. Right? He really likes to scratch. And it just gets all up in his paws. So either way, it's like, he'll always have stuff in his paws, right? Yeah. It's already low dust, too. They don't like the paper ones. I can't use the paper ones because I have a cat robot. And the paper ones don't play well with that. Yeah. It's like, I would love for my boy to be able to sleep on the bed, right? But it's just a bit unfortunate. So basically, I started getting rashes, like, because I wear a tank top, right? So I started getting, like, really bad itches on my shoulder blade because he would sleep right, below my pillow. And then he would sometimes, like, stretch out. And so I was getting, like, really bad itches, like, from here and down here. But it was only right here, right? And so eventually I looked on the bed to see, and you can actually see, you can see where he's laid, right? Because it's, like, dusty. So I, like, dust it. And then I realized, oh, that's exactly where I'm getting. Yeah. So I was getting a really bad itch. I know. He really wants to sleep on the bed. And I feel bad for him, but the rash was getting, like, it was getting bad. Like, I'm getting a little itchy thinking about it right now. Yeah, I was. Yeah, it's from Cosmo. Sleeping on the bed. That's why sometimes cat scratches, like, can be, like, really bad and get infected because, especially if they're, like, a litter scratcher, and then they get, like, the litter or residual stuff in their claws, and then they scratch you, and then you get, like, infected scratches. That's also pretty bad. Yeah, so if you've ever been scratched by a cat and then it gets infected, there's a good chance it's because they probably had some bad stuff in their claws from, you know, the litter and stuff. I mean, probably other things too, but you know, that could be one reason. Yeah. That's why, like, some people, whenever they get... That's why, like, sometimes scratches can become infected. It's, like, the same... Not, like, the same thing, but that's, like, why dog bites can get infected, because their mouth has so much bacteria. So it's the same concept when they scratch you, right? You've never seen a megalol? Yeah. It's a megalol. Yeah, omega lol. Oh, it's a vampire? It's actually normal on this chat, but when I look at this one, it's different. But it's normal on my regular chat. I see why you're startled. Cat bites can be really bad, yeah. And that's because cats clean themselves, right? So their mouths can be dirty. It's just like a lot of things can happen. You guys, yeah. Human mouths are really dirty too. Yeah, but we brush our teeth, right? Oh no! Oh. Damn. Oh. I didn't plug this in. I need to do that. That's very sad. Let's just hope that means that there's another doggo destined for you. No, I got it from a spam event that I went to with Frank. I need to plug in the ice, so I actually need to take this apart. Oh my god. Just do it later? Oh, because I need to do the plate. Yeah, okay. Potatoes make him be efficient, so we don't waste time. Smart, but also robbing you guys of extra content. Good thinking. Okay, let's see. Yeah, Frank took me in his sports car to a spam event where we ate spam. His sports car? Yeah. His stick shift. Oh, meep. If you thinly slice the spam and then air fry it and then dip it in like a sauce, it's really good. Yeah, that's exactly what they did at this event. You don't even need to season it because it's already salty, right? Yeah. Build, so we have alu plus our 4 plate. It's going good. We're about to do the typing test, but I need to, I was gonna do something. What was I gonna do? Me? I never remember. Really? Yeah, because people were like, ew, spam. Like, I know I was made fun of it because it's, quote, like, canned meat, poor people food. But if you do, like, spam cubes with, like, cream corn over rice and, like, a fried egg and maybe some, like, pork sung on top, it's so good. Yeah, cream corn with spam because it's like salty, but then you add the sweet cream corn and it's just like perfect combination. It's my dad's recipe. He used to make us spam and cream corn all the time with a fried egg, some rosong or pork sung, and then you just like mix it all with your rice and you have this like really hearty rice. It's so good. It's so good. Yeah. What was I doing, you guys? I was trying to do something and I just like forgot. Oh well. Okay, so let's look for a theme. Oh, no. I wanted to remap. I'm remapping after this. Choco's a nice neutral set. Nice blue set, not neutral. This uses not Vile, it uses Via. Yeah, blue troll. Okay, there's no JSON for this. New, perhaps? New. Okay, well, just don't make mistakes. The Sukoyomi? Or is that something else? Okay. Mitsuo? Oh, I don't know. This is Moomin. Moomin. Okay. Alright. This is the Cerberus. We have a alu plate. This is with BSUN poppy switches. We're using NicePBT Moomin. This has no foam. Oxy, you're not supposed to point it out, okay? This was really nice. So this uses bottom gasket mounting, meaning that the gaskets are only on the bottom and it's supposed to feel like a top mount. So single-sided gasket mount. It's supposed to feel like a top mount. No, it's supposed to sound like a top mount, but feel like a gasket, yeah. So sound like a top, feel like a gasket. So the one-sided, and it goes on the bottom. And yeah, it does feel very nice, but the sound is also... I would say top mount is probably still gonna give you like that pronounced like sound profile, but this was nice to type on. What? Okay, so it's single-sided gasket, so it's only on the bottom side of the plate. And it's supposed to sound like a top mount because it's compressed very tightly, but feel like a or it's supposed to sound like top mount, but feel like gasket because it is gasket. So yeah. So it's only on the bottom. There's nothing on the top. Oh, Yeah, I'm trying to explain. Oh, thank you, Finn. I know. My mods are like, I'm taking a break. I do like the accent sides as well, yes. Also, I thought this sounded and felt very good, honestly. But let's see what it sounds like with the FF4 plate. This was with the alu plate. So that's one thing that I do like is, I do like the sound of top mount, but I don't like the harsh feedback, right? Of, I don't like the harsh feedback when it comes to top mount, and my fingers get tired, right? So this is an interesting change. So let's see what keys we need to take off. So you have 10 screws you need to undo to actually take this board apart, but without like needing to take off all the keys. These are basically the ones you need to remove. So you have 6 screws on the top, and then you have 4 screws on the back. So you need to take off the 3 and 4, the 0 and minus, insert and home, so right or left and right alt, and then left and down arrow key. So once you've taken these apart, then you can flip it over and take the sides, or however you want to do it, right? I think I would actually recommend taking these off first and then doing the case mounts. Oh yeah, I didn't plug that in. I need to this time. You know, I heard that you might go to Korea with fruit next year. Or maybe he is talking about something else. Yeah. Is that your first time in Korea? Oh my gosh. Are you nervous about it? Good luck. Oh, okay. So you're like a veteran. Yeah. I'm glad they're like you were able to schedule it. Yes. Wishing you a safe and speedy recovery, yes. Please let us know if you need anything. Okay, so boop, boop. Oh, that's not like a different category. I guess it. Yeah, I guess how would you distinguish? Oh, I see. Oh yeah, sick leave versus PTO. I'm gonna tell you guys something gross. It's gross. It's not gross, but it's like related to like girl stuff, but so if you don't like period talk, you can mute now, but basically I finally had a normal period for the first time in like 6 months. And that's because my period blood was actually bright red the entire time. And that's how you know you're healthy or your periods are normal. So for the first time, I finally had like a period where the blood was normal. And that made me feel really good because I was like, holy shit, that means like hormones are finally like stabilizing. Yeah. For those who don't know, you can actually tell like the state of like your body and hormones. So just like you can look at like your dumps and you'd be like, okay, my poops are not good right now, right? There's something wrong. It's the same thing with like a period. Like you can look at your period blood and you can tell like, oh, that's like black blood, that's not normal. You know, or oh, that's blue blood, that's not normal. So depending on the color of your period, it can indicate different things, right? And so what you want to have is like bright red blood. And sometimes it's like some people think, oh, like brown blood means that it's just like old blood. And sometimes yes, but if your whole period is brown blood, then something's not right. So period blood can actually tell you like, oh, you have like low estrogen, high estrogen, oh, like this is out of whack. It's supposed to. Thank you for the follow. So I still get pain. I still get pains with the IUD. But I actually got my period when I was on the flight back from Australia. Like lo and behold, my period was like, oh, you're on an airplane, time to come early, right? Like fuck you and your schedule. So I actually thought I was getting a stomach ache from the plane food because I was like, it was like hurting really bad, and I was like, fuck, like I ate bad plane food. Like, of course I would, right? And then later on, I realized like, oh, I started my period, and I was like, oh, so I was cramping. That makes sense. Cause like I thought, oh, I have a stomach issue, but I really don't want to use the restroom on the plane. So I just like sat there and like dealt with it, right? So that's one of the reasons why I didn't sleep on the flight back, because I was having like pains. And then like when I got off the plane, I was like, okay, I'm gonna go use the restroom. But there was nothing. And then I like finally, oh, it's my period. So I thought I was having like stomach pains from like the airplane food, but no, it was just my period. And so on the plane back to Austin, I was having like a lot of cramps, but at least I knew what it was, you know? It wasn't like, oh, I gotta go use the restroom. Plus, sometimes it's hard because I take metformin now, and I don't know, like, okay, is this like metformin tummy pain? Is this like cramping? Sometimes it's kind of hard to tell because it's like all like in the same area. But yeah, for the first time in many months, I finally had a period where all the blood was bright red. Which, sorry, it's a little gross, I know, for people who aren't used to it, but that's actually a very good sign. So that means my hormones are starting to stabilize finally. And I was very happy because I was finally like, oh my god, congrats. Yeah, so for girlies who don't know, like, it's actually very important to look at your period blood. I know you might be like, what the fuck? But it's actually an indicator of your like hormonal health, right? I'll DM you later. Okay. I found out that you have a hysterectomy, but they keep your ovaries. You still have a period cycle. Damn. I wonder why women get the shortest end of already short stick when it comes to the body. I don't know. Yes, please DM me, Aggie. Also, this is gonna sound also a little crazy, but I started taking like something to help with like potential like candida or like yeast overgrowth of my gut because I bloat when I eat everything. And like since taking that, I've been bloating less, which has been really good. Yeah. Yeah. So if you're a big bloater like me, it could be so your gut biome is not there's something off, right? So there's like signs of that. So for example, like some people have it on their scalp. So they think they have dandruff, but it's actually a sign of candida or yeast overgrowth, right? Also like if you have like itchy underboob or like itchy like legs, that's also something. And then like if you have a candida overgrowth in your gut, it can go to random areas of your body. It's not necessarily always like a yeast infection, but there are signs of it. Yeah, you do have it as well. So if you're just like randomly itchy, it's not quite eczema, you have like an itchy scalp, you crave sugar, like you're just like, oh my god, like I need to eat something sweet. That's literally the bacteria in your gut, just like, feed me, right? So I have a very bad bloating. It's also like the gases, right? So I had a really bad bloating thing. So I started taking the supplement to help with that because I was just getting itchy in random places. And then, so here's the thing is that if you have a yeast infection, especially for my girlies that go and get a pap smear, but you don't have any of like the symptoms, it could be you have an overgrowth in your gut that is going to other parts of your body. But if it's not like a localized yeast infection within like your girl parts, that's why you don't have the symptoms because it's not localized there. It's localized somewhere else, but it's traveling to other parts in your body, right? So yeah. So the biggest thing is, so it's not quite a cleanse, but it's basically getting the bacteria under control, right? So it would include you know, you could do a cleanse, but I think cleanses are like not good for you. But basically something to help combat it. So taking like eating less like refined sugar and stuff like that, taking like a supplement, a probiotic, a prebiotic, yeah. But ever since I started taking that and like making sure, so also doing like gluten free and then not consuming milk as well, has helped me control my bloat a lot. So I've been taking that, avoiding that. Like I still eat it a little bit, but it was like to the point before where I would eat anything and I would go, you know, I just like balloon. And it was like really uncomfortable. But I have like less sugar cravings now. I feel a lot better. I don't bloat as easily. Of course, if I eat like really shitty foods, like I'll bloat. But for example, like I ate all my bird burp biscuit. I didn't want a food coma. I didn't bloat afterwards. I actually felt fine. And that is like really, really fucking weird for me. Because normally I eat, I want to crash. Granted, it's like my metformin helping my blood sugar, but it's also taking like my supplements helping me, like my gut has been a lot better. So I'm not bloating as much. And so it's been really nice. So if you happen to like bloat every time you eat, or if you have like an itchy scalp potentially, or like itchy in random places, itchy under boob, itchy anywhere that you know you could potentially sweat, it could be a bacterial imbalance somewhere, and it's most likely in your gut, especially if you have like sugar cravings. I mean, granted, I'm not like a medical professional, but I'm just telling you guys based off my own experiences as a girly who bloats. I can link it for you, but yeah, it's actually been helping me a lot. But definitely, if you have those symptoms, like, you can go see a doctor about like testing for it as well. But a lot of gut health is actually very important. Yeah, so that's how I found out I had like a yeast thing. But I didn't have the typical symptoms of like, you know, a female yeast infection, which is like you know, like discharge, painful pees, you know. So you can either go to a gastro doctor. It's like a long word, or you can get like, you know those things where you see where you like swab your poop and send it in to see like what's in your gut. You can do that too. Yes, gastroenterologist. Yes, yes, yes. Really appreciate I was so secretive about the PCOS, all that stuff for decades. Yeah, it's it's a lot to talk about, and it's a lot to handle, especially like when like, so for me, my biggest struggle was like I felt like something was wrong, but I couldn't quite explain it, and then I was like gaining all this weight, and you know, doctors just tell me like, oh, you know, you just need to eat better, or you know, you just need like a better lifestyle. But hormonal imbalance is such a bitch because it takes forever to like normalize. It's not something that it's like, okay, I'm gonna take this supplement for like 1 month and I'll be better the next. No, it's like some of these supplements, some of these treatments you have to do for like 3 to 6 months to even a year, right? Yeah. And like, you could also be doing everything right and you're still fucked up. And that's like what's so hard about it. Like, you could be taking all these supplements, you could be like, you know, eating right, but It's just, it's hard. I think it's the worst feeling though when you like, you feel like something is wrong with you, and then you get gaslit into being like, just be healthier. B switches are not playing well with this plate. Yeah, when your results come back fine, you're like, okay, glad it's not something giga serious. You still have no idea. Yeah. Like, I was actually relieved when I got the PCOS confirmation because it was like, you're like, oh, you don't want to have PCOS. But for me, it was like, holy shit, I was right, you know? Like, but that's the thing with like PCOS too, is because it can fluctuate. So you could be doing really well, you get your test results, it's like, okay, nothing's wrong with you. But say you have a really bad month or two and then it comes back, but because you got your blood work done, you're like, well, okay, I don't have PCOS, so what the heck is it? PCOS is also like a very like umbrella term for a lot of symptoms as well. But whenever, because I got tested blood work like 4 or 5 times, right? And only one of those times confirmed that I had PCOS. Only one out of the 4 or 5 times. And like I was told by my doctors, like, you don't have PCOS. They did an ultrasound. They're like, oh, you have PCOS. Did another ultrasound. It's like, well, it could or couldn't be PCOS. Like, it's just, there's so much uncertainty that when I finally got the blood work, that was like, yeah, you got PCOS. Like, it was kind of like, god damn. Like, after so many tests, like, finally, right? But even after you get diagnosed, it's hard because, like, so you got your diagnosis, but then insurance is like, okay, you have it, but we're not covering you. And that's like another battle, right? So for example, like, I'm on metformin, but I was denied for like any of the GPL1s. So like Ozempic, Wegovy, like stuff like that. But it's like, I have a metabolic illness, but they don't, like, PCOS wasn't recognized as like an official diagnosis until this year. But even still, it's like still insurance haven't adopted it yet. So like, it's like you don't qualify, even though you have hormonal diabetes, you don't qualify for the diabetes medication. It's like, okay. All right. Yeah. Yeah, so I have options. Like, I can go to like pharmacists that can make it, which is cheaper than buying it, but it's also like a thing. But yeah, my insurance denied me, which felt really bad. And not everyone can take metformin, which is what I'm on, because it's actually really harsh on your one of your kidneys, right? And plus metformin can also take a really long time to get accustomed to. But yeah, you can pay out of pocket for it, but like Ozempic, for example, is you need to take it once a month, right? And if you're paying like $500-$700 once a month out of pocket, like, ugh. it's kind of hard to sustain that. Most ideally is that you are on it for, oh, is Ozempic weekly? I guess weekly, that's even worse. Some is weekly, some is monthly. So that's like even worse. I was told to go get Ozempic in Australia, but I just have to wait a long time. It's like, oh my god. They're like, we have it, it's super cheap, you just need to wait a long time to get it. I don't know. All they told me was that it was super cheap there. But as long as metformin works out for me, and it has been, thankfully. But yeah, it's been a uphill struggle with like regulating like my hormones, managing like my bloating, etc. I've also been making like sleepy mocktails before I go to bed. So I'll take magnesium, right? I also have put it in my lotion, but I also will make like a sleepy drink to help me like sleep longer. And that's also helped me a lot because a lot of times I would sleep, but I would wake up like, and it's like interrupted, right? What form? I'm taking glycinate, but I have it in a gummy. I was taking it in pill form, and then I also have it in my lotion, so it's like topical. But I make this, so I do like spearmint tea, and then I add some tart cherry juice, and that's like my sleepy mocktail, and it's warm, so it's like the hot spearmint or warm spearmint tea with like a little bit of cherry juice, and I take that with my magnesium. So that's like my sleepy cocktail, and it's warm to make me like drowsy. Tart cherry juice is good for helping you sleep. Spearmint tea is good if you struggle with like, I always say it wrong, but it's like herutualism. Basically, if you're like growing hair in places, lots of hair, like facial hair. I need to grow more hair. I mean, so that's like, if you've ever seen like women with like beards or facial hair, that's like, that's also like a symptom of PCOS. I didn't know that, yeah, because you have higher testosterone. But hello, Zai. Buh? What? Did I say buh? I thought I said buh because I saw you say buh. Or maybe I said it, I just didn't even realize. I said buh because you said buh. Sometimes I just buh. I don't even realize it. I'm sorry. I said buh because Oxy said buh because you said buh. Yeah. KSI? Okay, not to be like a boomer or anything, but I honestly, I don't know who KSI is. I only know him because of Glarsis. I don't know what he does, what he did. Like, I'm not involved in any of that. I don't keep up with any of that. So, yeah. My only exposure to KSI is because of Glarsis. Legit only because of Glarsis. People are shitting on his song. I did see he was just like, yo, can we just stop making fun of me? Can we go do something else? Yeah, Glarsis did build a keyboard for him, yes. Tomorrow I am meeting Bakari. I need to fix his keyboard, but I'm also gonna give him a few keyboards to try out. Yeah. I get a sick. What? Are you serious? If you're serious, I'll ask him for you. Alright. Forbidden's name legacy is so funny. I'm forbidden, but I requested to see pores, therefore I'm porbidden. Also an enthusiast of the 40s, which leads us to Poor of the Valley of the 40s. Oh, Rouse, thank you for the 11 months. Hello. Okay, hold on. Okay. You go right here. and then you go right here. Oh, did I tell you guys I met Tommy in it? Or Tommy at a TwitchCon? He wanted to get the gray rat for his girlfriend. I actually took a picture with him and sent it to Clarsis. No. He didn't know how to like transport it back. Because there was no case. Which was fair. Oh, I made a mistake. The keycaps. Oh, I actually didn't see Ultra Fox. I didn't see him. Unfortunately. I think you mentioned it, but I actually never got to see him. Unless we happen to go to the same place, then maybe. Oh no. I didn't meet him at all. Unless it was like an event, then maybe I was there too, but yeah, I didn't get to meet him at all. It's just by pure coincidence if I'm in that photo. Yeah. I mean, if I was just busy doing like Artist Alley. I was pretty much there the whole day except for the last day where I went to go network. Okay, let's see. Does this work? It lives! Cool. I have to take these keys off. I forgot. Oops. Now that they've announced that TwitchCon is going to be in San Diego, that means I can plan things out a little better, and hopefully, each year I go back, assuming I'm accepted, I want to be able to have a little bit more of my merch each time. It was. I have many, I got inspired by a lot of the booths there, so I'm going to, if I get accepted again, I know what I want to do to make my booth like more welcoming, you know. Hello, Kiss. I could have made my banner bigger, but I wasn't sure. Event in Chicago? There's a big keyboard meetup in Chicago. When is KeyCon? Did they ever establish where that's gonna be? Like, what was the votes? Oh, yeah, so basically what happened was I asked for a corner booth so it would be open, but then Crocs wanted my wall, so it wasn't open. Yeah. Oh, that's been confirmed. DC one? Okay. Alright, who's going? Is Insty going? Insty, you going? Yeah, KeyCon. KeyCon. Hi, Dave. Chi-Town is only 3 hours away from me. Incoming raid. Oh. Hello, Geo. Oh my gosh, you would be in Geo's stream. Canadians. Hi, Geo. How's your stream? Because you guys are both Canadian. Hello, Raiders. My name is Patricia. I build keyboards just like Geo, but I also play games. Also just like Geo. I was watching Geo's gaming stream. What else? That's it. I have lots of desk mats. I have lots of artisans. I review and build keyboards to supply my desk mat and artisan collection. No, I get flamed when I... She's basically Geo, but in Texas. Yeah, pretty much. I'm gonna be in Chicago soon. Yeah, I have lots of resin. Like, this is just like the surface. Lots of it. Wait, I'm surprised you didn't do a greeting. Greetings, Raiders. But today we are building the Cerberus. This is Cannon Key's upcoming board. Group buy is going to be October 25th, so around the end of this month we are building it a little early. Currently we are on the FR4 plate. We did the first typing test already, but this is going to be the second. And if you haven't heard of this, this is an F-Rollis TKL. It uses single-sided gasket, meaning that only gaskets on one side. So it's only on the bottom side, so from the plate to the bottom case. It is compressed by the case, so no like big gaskets on top. But essentially it's supposed to sound like a top mount, but feel like a gasket mount. So yeah. Also a neat thing is that it does follow like the three-headed dog theme, and then the LEDs for this badge also light up, so I'll show you guys. Check this out. Whoa! Right there. So these are the eyes of the doggos. But we have BSUN, QB Poppy switches, and this is NicePBT Moomin. And we're about to do a typing test. This is the second and last one. Yeah. That's what we're building today. I don't know if Geo has built it, or if Geo will be building it, but yes. I think so far I've seen Apiary and Keynoop. Not yet. Okay, so Geo will be building it later, correct? So I'm just building a little early. just get out of my queue. Because there's 2 more creators after me that are getting this board, so you're okay. Setting huge deal. I just scheduled it because I wasn't even thinking. I was just like, okay, I need to do that, so I'm gonna schedule it because I'm just trying to get the boards out. Cause I have so many keyboards. I was just like, I just need to ship them out. I just need to get through them, ship them out. Cause then it's more space here. Okay, but yes, let me mute real quick while I set this up. All right. Oh wait. Okay, so this is the FR4 plate with the BSUN QB poppy switches. This is NicePBT Moomin and no foam. Which one? The Swedish guy? Okay. Yeah, this one a bit more muted. Sounds like gasket. Yes, this one did sound more like a gasket. I ain't a fan of FR4. You type just like I do, I think. Right hand spacebar, use more of my left hand, only first 2 fingers. I think it depends when I type. I know some people who just type like this. Or just like this. Good night, Matt. I think this plate is definitely a little bit more muted. This top row is also a bit more muted. Pinky up typer. I think it depends like what I'm trying to type. I do like Wolf Freddy. I actually like watching people like some people type like spacebar with their index. That is just like I don't know how they do it. I'm like so amazed by people who do that. So in terms of single-sided gasket, it's a bit interesting. I think for the alu plate, it was louder, but probably because alu. There are a lot of, gaskets for quote force break. Good night, potato. Good night. I get what they were trying to do. But yeah, I do think with this one feels like a gasket because it is gasket, but I think this one does still sound like a gasket. I think basically the idea is to compress it so that the plate hold or is like pushed up against the top piece, so it's almost like a top mount. But since it's not like fully secured on the top, it's still it will feel like a gasket, but sound like a gas or sound like a top because of it being so compressed to the top, right? So almost simulating like it's a top mount, but I think with the way that they have incorporated the little gaskets on the top, it just ends up, at least for this one, just still ended up sounding more like a gasket, but in essence it is a gasket. I don't think this was like a particularly loud word. It could have been the switches that I used. I understand why they added like the little gaskets on the top piece because of, I don't want to say like plate ping, but this board is not flexy. There's no flex cuts anywhere, not flexy at all. I don't know if you have to add the gaskets. They're there if you want to. Oh, Jason, thank you for the prime. Hello. Hello. But I get what they were trying to do with this board, but I don't know how feasible it is to implement a mounting style one way to make it sound like another. I'm not a designer personally, but I get what they were trying to do. I wonder if potentially making the compressions like even tighter would change anything. But not sure. Because at the end of the day, whenever you're typing on a top mount, right, it's screwed onto the top case, and when you're typing, the reverberations from the plate being on, the reverberations from typing going through the plate is what gives you like that top mount sound. But I do feel like maybe the gaskets absorb a lot of that because it's using gasket mounted. I would actually be curious to see like if there's like a sound difference if you were to put gaskets on both the top and bottom part, but I don't know. Ubas is not really here to explain like why. So if you guys are interested in like the designing or the design thought process, a lot of it is in the IC, right? So let's see what they say in the IC. Boop, 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 boop. So the plate touches the top case to provide acoustics similar to the top mount keyboard. Yeah. So that's what was said earlier. There's a lot of things that they have changed in terms of like the design. Okay, so here's what it says about the mounting style. So we can all read it together. So they use single-sided gasket, only bottom has. Goal of the structure is to mimic the sound of top mount keyboards while also adding some of the benefits of the gasket. So you're gonna get like a hybrid, right? Top mount keyboard plate is screwed onto the top part of the keyboard, making plate to top contact, but does not touch the bottom of the keyboard. On the Cerberus, this plate to top contact is due to the gaskets only existing under the plate and the top case being designed to touch the top plate. And by the virtue of having gaskets under the plate, there's some bounce present. This provides acoustic isolation between the plate and the bottom case, eliminating a confounding factor and having to achieve that top mount style sound. The end result is a board that sounds as good and also feels less stiff than traditional top mount, though in my opinion plate material yes, I agree with that. So key differences. I see. Yeah, I mean, I understand. But I guess they're trying to, yeah, I get what they're trying to do. Good night, Aggie. Basically, instead of implementing two mounting styles to this board, they've opted to combine it, right? In essence. So instead of either or, it's you get both, right? So it's not going to be a perfect like 1-to-1 ratio of like, oh, this is like top mount. But you kind of get a mix of both worlds. If that makes sense. I feel like I've just been yapping. You guys, I've just been yapping, huh? You guys are all saying I've just been blah, 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 blah. Sorry. Yeah, I really wish Upas is here to kind of explain it. But I guess the main takeaway is that it's not going to be a pure like 1-to-1, like it's gonna sound like top mount. Exactly. It's basically getting as close to top mount as it can while still being a gasket mount, is what I'd say. I mean, yeah, it will sound like a keyboard for sure. Imagine the day you get a keyboard that doesn't sound like a keyboard. That would be the end of it. What does that even mean? I don't know. That's what I'm saying. Imagine that you get a keyboard that doesn't sound like a keyboard. Then what? Then what do you do? Okay, so let's talk about the board. I just took the board apart without thinking. I was like so prepared to like do another plate. Was not even thinking about it. Alright. But yeah, so this is the Cerberus. Canon Key's upcoming keyboard, following the same like mythological creature. So Chimera, this is the Cerberus. Froless TKL, available in Wind Key and Wing Keyless. And then you also have a handful of different colors. So you have 7 colorways. So you have Hades, Persephone, Pluto, The Depths, Designer Choice, Ectoplasm, Sleeping Hollow. Oh, you have eight choices. Sorry, you have 8 choices. Demonic. Okay, I'm gonna redo. You have 8 color choices. You have Hades, Persephone, Pluto, The Depths, Designer Choice, Ectoplasmic, Sleepy Hollow, and Demonic. This is the... looks like Designer's Choice. Yeah. It's available in Wind Key and Wind Keyless. So just off the bat, looking at the top, you have the 3-headed dog engraving right here. You can see the accent sides. So you can actually buy separate pieces of this. So if you wanted to change the side, the base you cannot change, so pick based on whatever base you want. But these sides you can definitely get different ones. This has eyes, LEDs that you can configure in VIA. But yeah, a fruitless TKL. So that is the front. Here's the side. So as you can see, when you look at the side, the only thing you'll see is the accent piece. And then here is the back. So a couple things to note here. So you have this 3-piece weight. So what I mean by that is 1, 2, 3, right? This is held together by 3 screws, same with this and same with this. So a total of 9 screws to hold all the pieces together. These 2 are separate pieces. And then you can also get different colors for the 2 sides and for this weight itself. USB port side. So centered USB port. And then the front lip. So it's interesting because this case, you don't see any visible screws as long as you have the feet in, right? So it takes 10 screws to open this board. So you have the 4 hidden underneath the feet. So once you've removed that, right, then you have 6 on the top side. So you have 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And then after you removed all 10 screws, then you can take this off, right? It does use a Molex for both cables. So you'll need a cable for the main PCB and also one for the LED side eyes. So here you can see where you remove the side pieces. So you have 2 screws holding the side pieces. The side pieces also have the anchor points to help you align the top and bottom piece together, right? So you do have anchor tabs on these pieces. So for the bottom piece, you have this cover, and you can actually do a wireless PCB for this. So the battery would go here. This also hides the mini screws for the back weight. These random holes are for this back weight right here. So you see it spans across. Oh, one thing to notice, this is designed by Uplus, and so they do have the Canon Keys logo branding actually right here on the USB. It's very small, right? So I think that's good. I know sometimes like, you know, big vendor brandings that are visible, people are like, oh no. So they opted to go with like a smaller branding. But no branding inside. Yes, exactly. Exactly. They moved it to, you can still tell it's a CK board, but it's not quite as like boom in your face. So aside from having anchor tabs, so you see these here on the side pieces, you also have these anchor tabs right here, or anchor pegs right here, to help you align the top and bottom piece. Here is where the gaskets are. And you can see the gaskets are distributed evenly on the top and bottom, but they are different sizes. So you have these two that are bigger, and then you have these two that are smaller. So it's basically different gasket sizes, but identical locations. No gaskets on the side pieces, as this doesn't have a wall. The top and bottom don't have keyboard walls. Those are all found on the side pieces, right? Oh yeah. Also something to note is that the top piece. Oh my gosh, this is where I need to like take it off. Made a mistake. Oh shoot. This is the struggle with these case screw. Okay. Right. And the taste, oxy. So looking at the top piece, here you can see it does use a different daughter board cable for the LEDs, so you don't have to worry about confusing them. But while the tabs on the plates rest on these gasket tabs, you can see this hole is for the alignment, but Upas has actually added gaskets right here, which act as like a force break mod. And there's a total of 10, right? I actually think by adding the force break mod is that I actually think it makes it sound more like a gasket. I understand why he added it though, in case there's like ping, but I think by adding these, it actually makes it sound like a bit more gaskety. And then you can see where the tabs on the plate would go, right? So here you go. It would just slot in like that. Whoop. And then you notice these gaps. These are where the alignment tabs are. So this is to basically prevent the plate from shifting, because when you have a gasket mounted board, right, you're reliant on the gaskets and basically sometimes finagling it to make sure that it's aligned. But by having these alignment tabs for the plate, it basically makes it so that you don't have to like shift the plate to make sure it's in the right place. Like the tabs on these side will make sure that it's aligned. Because with top mount, right, you screw the plate into the case so you know it's aligned perfectly. But with gasket, you're not screwing anything together. But by adding these alignment tabs, you don't have to worry about anything being like slightly off or whatever. What's your experience so far, Molex connectors, longevity speaking? I think if you don't rebuild a lot, they're fine. I think you building all these like streamer units, it just gets very loosey-goosey after like being built a lot of times. So in terms of longevity, I'd say if you're not someone who rebuilds really often, I think it's perfect. It's fine. It's a little annoying sometimes, but I mean, in the grand scheme of things, right? Sometimes like I am grateful for the Molex because I'll like open the case forgetting that it's like a daughter board and then boom, you know, you just yoinked off the JST. But in terms of my preference, I actually prefer Pogo Pin, JST, Molex, and then Ribbon. I hate Ribbon. I just do not like Ribbon. But I think Molex connectors, if you're rebuilding a lot, could get like a little sketchy. So I think with Molex, I would definitely recommend getting an extra just in case, you know. Because if it's loose, there's not really much you could do other than like tape it down, but even that's like a headache and a half, right? Yeah, exactly. But yeah, so that's what the alignment tabs are. And you can see like on the plate, the tabs are different sizes. I have Molex for the Proto worn out quickly. Yeah, exactly. I think if you're gonna be rebuilding it often, just get an extra one. If you're not, still get an extra one, just in case. Good old JST. Yeah. Hey, I'm guessing Hammer sent you here. But also another thing to point out, it's like, why would you need these screws if you have like the screws on the side pieces keeping it together? Why do you have to take apart 10 screws versus like just doing the 4? And that's because by doing that, I'm assuming it will help you compress the gasket tabs even more by having these screws right here, right? Because you don't have screws in the middle, right? By adding these here, it just helps you compress more. But yeah. Let's look at the product page, and then that will be actually it for the board. Yeah, this is like something I've been wanting to do. I love the idea of making like cool LEDs or unique LEDs. So the Sagittarius is like the first board that comes to mind whenever I think of like the unique LEDs. Like I want to do something different, you know? That's why like if I do like an Alice bird, I would love to do like a unique LED thing indicator in the middle. But it's difficult, right? It can be difficult and complicated, so I get why you don't do it. Oh, I see why there's this tab right here. It's for this cable. Okay, that makes sense. So you know how earlier I was like, why does this FR4 plate have a knob on this side? And it's for this cable to go through. The LED cable. I'm assuming. Assuming I'm remembering correctly. I'm guessing Hammer rated. You're watching Hammer and rated here, but we're reviewing this keyboard. I think in terms of expectations though, this is not going to give you like the one-to-one top mount sound, but it's like a mix, right? So just know that it's a mix of how it sounds. Instead of opting for 2 different mountings, they've just combined the 2 in 1. Also, Frank, are you building this board? Frank should be building this board too. Oh, that's why. That's why. The cable. I have one of their Brutal V2 boards with this mount, something not quite a top mount. Yeah. The IC said that it's supposed to, quote, sound like a top mount, but feel like a gasket, but the first alu plate, I could kind of see it, but then, like, with the FR4 being a little bit more muted, I was like, Yeah. So don't expect, like, full one-to-one, like, top mount sound. Doesn't feel like gasket. So I was reading on the IC that they have changed a little bit. So I wonder, like the mounting points are, the gasket points are a little different. So I wonder what you would think of this one. I am a dead streamer, just busy being a dad, I suppose. Being a dad streamer. Do you remember when what's his name? Maker Mods would stream like with the baby cam? Hello, Misty. Welcome back. I haven't seen Maker Mods in a while. I wonder if he is also done with keyboards. Can't get a hold of him. Yeah, the last time I saw him streaming was the Zoom 65 V3. Let me make sure this works. Are they doing the Oscars? I feel like this isn't the first time I've heard that Maker Mods has been MIA. Busy with life, I guess. Oh, I see. Hope he's okay. Are you trying to get a hold of him just in general? Okay, this has been reassembled. So let's look at the product page so you guys know what to expect. And then that's it for this build. Let's see, okay. So I didn't mention the pricing. It looks like the board starts at $285. Group by launch is October 25th. So here are the 8 colors. So you have Hades, Persephone's, Pluto, the Depths, Designer Choice, which is what I have here, Ectoplasmic, Sleepy Hollow, Demonic. Comes in Wind Key and Wind Keyless, right? So looks like Demonic is going to be your most expensive one, starting at $395. Here's just more information. The 3-headed dog, each colorway has its own theme, uses a single-sided gasket mount. You do have 3 PCB options. You have wired, solder, and wireless. This board seems underwhelming. I'm still waiting for effortless TKO that will catch your full interest. Underwhelming in which way? This board, a lot of it follows like the Chimera theme. So, I mean, for some, like, that's not quite their aesthetic. In terms of like sound, and feel, so feel's hard to explain, but in terms of sound, like, if you don't like gasket mounted boards, then yeah, I could see that. But here's all the specs you can get, or here's all the specs of the board. I mean, that's like completely fair though. But yeah, so here they talk about, so I have the Designer's Choice, which is the anodized dark gray top and bottom, lilac sides, silver weights. So let's see what else. So here are all the case parts. So the medallion, you can get it in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 15 choices, right? Bottom weights, same choices, 15 choices. Side piece, same. 15 choices. And it looks like they're going to add a version where the side accent pieces and bottom weights are PVD. So yeah. So you can change, so you can customize it however you like. PCBs, I said earlier, solder, hot swap, wireless. Wireless does use ZMK, and it uses like the small battery. And then Cerberus plates, you have 4 choices. So you have alu, FR4, PC, and carbon fiber. But yeah, I think if you like this theme, if you like the Chimera, if you think the little eye LEDs are interesting, if you like the whole mix and match, you know, the sides, I think the interesting things about this board to me is the side pieces that you can change it, and also the LED eyes. Like that's what I like. It's also interesting that they're really pushing like the ZMK and making sure that you can do the wireless. But yeah, I do think if you like gasket mounted boards, this is perhaps something you like, but just like not like a warning, but as like a disclaimer that it doesn't quite sound like top mount. Understand the idea behind it, but at the end of the day, it is a gasket mounted keyboard. And you know, some people don't like the mix and match. Some people get like choice paralysis, but I think it looks really nice, right? But if you don't like, you know, angry looking doggo eyes, then but some interesting design choices. Kind of understand most of it. Some I do wish that Upas was here to clarify, but yeah, that's the board. Aesthetic wise, the doggo back piece looks cartoonish. IMO, it's a fun board with mix and match options. Yeah, I mean, it's a very thematic board, and that's the thing with thematic boards is sometimes it hits for some people, sometimes it doesn't hit. But I do like the side pieces. I do think this was like really nice. But personally, I like the idea of it, but when it comes to like changing it out, I'm so lazy. I think I would have the side pieces, but the amount of times that I would actually swap it out is like very, very dependent. It'd have to be like for a good reason, like, but at the same time, you know, I would probably look to get like a white base and then like the different side options, because this color with certain colors like might not match certain keycap sets. So it would have to be a very specific, you know, reason for me to swap it out. But it's nice to have if you want it. Hello, Capo. We just finished the board. But that's it. That's the board. Thank you, Canon Keys, for reaching out to me and letting me build it. The group buy starts October 25th, so there's still a good bit of time. Other content creators will be building it. But yeah, that's it for my stream. For my build. It's a neat board. Oh, let me read this out too. So, VIA can control these LEDs, and then they're working to see if they can get these as indicators. That would be really cool. So like, if you had one set of eyes caps lock, the other set of eyes num lock, the other set scroll lock, that'd be really cool. So looks like they're saying it will be likely either or. So either you flash the firmware to have the eyes work as indicators, or have them be controllable via VIA. Just how they are now. Yeah. No modding? What modding? Oh, Capo. I see. We just finished building it. Gamer time. I think it looks cool. Yeah, it's a Cerberus theme, so you can see the three-headed dog right here. And then here's the back weights. Alright. That is the bills.